Why most people are living in a constant low energy state. There's a type of tiredness that doesn't really alarm you. You're not exhausted, you're not sick. You can still get through your day, do your work, talk to people, complete tasks. But something feels slightly off. Your energy never feels full, operating at 60 or 70%. It stays somewhere in the middle. And after a while, that starts to feel normal. This is the part that's easy to miss. If you feel slightly low energy every day, you stop noticing it. There's nothing to compare it to anymore. You just assume this is how energy is supposed to feel. How would you even recognize low energy if it's all you've been experiencing for a long time? It would be simple if there was one clear reason: lack of sleep, poor diet, stress. But most of the time, it's not one thing. It's a combination of small factors. Slightly inconsistent sleep, long hours of sitting, constant screen exposure, irregular eating patterns. None of them feel extreme on their own. But together, they create a steady drop in how your body feels. Think about a typical day. You wake up maybe a little tired, but not enough to think about it. You go through your routine, sit through classes or work, check your phone between tasks. By the middle of the day, your energy dips slightly. Not enough to stop you, just enough to slow everything down. And then it stays there. That pattern repeats so often. Your brain is rarely inactive now. Even when you're not focused on something specific, you're still processing information, notifications, conversations, background noise, scrolling. It's not intense, but it's constant. Even low-level mental activity uses energy. Over time, that constant input adds up in a way you don't immediately notice. You might think rest would fix this. But most rest now isn't actual rest. Sitting, scrolling, switching between apps, watching something while thinking about something else. It feels like a break, but your brain is still active. So instead of recovering energy, you're just shifting how it's being used. That's why you can spend time resting and still feel tired afterward. There are small signs that show up before anything feels serious. You lose focus more quickly. Tasks feel slightly harder to start. You need more effort to do the same things. But none of these feel big enough to question, so they get ignored. This raises another question. How many small changes have become normal just because they weren't extreme? Most environments are designed to keep you functioning, not necessarily to help you recover. You move from one task to another without clear breaks. You stay indoors most of the time. Your schedule is full, even if nothing feels urgent. That structure makes it easy for low energy to continue. Sometimes the only way to notice the difference is to change something. You sleep slightly better, spend more time moving, reduce screen time even a little. And suddenly your energy feels more stable. Not perfect, but noticeably different. That contrast is what makes you realize that what felt normal before wasn't actually your best state. Low energy doesn't just affect how you feel. It affects how you think, how you focus. You might avoid tasks that require more effort. You might feel less motivated to try new things. Over time, it shapes your behavior without you realizing it. It's not just a feeling. It becomes part of how you function. The reason this pattern continues is because nothing forces you to stop. You can still function. You can still meet expectations. So there's no clear reason to question it. But functioning is not the same as feeling fully capable. That difference is subtle, but important. Most people are not living with high energy or low energy. They're living somewhere in between, and it feels normal because it's consistent. But once you start noticing the pattern, it becomes harder to ignore how much small daily factors affect how you feel. And that awareness is usually the first step toward changing it. Thanks for watching.